Turn that around. We are live. Now, this is my rig for when I'm shooting my videos. That's what I use. And this is my other iPhone. Now, you know what? I should have waited because I'm going to be under the car. Maybe I'll take this down there with me, but I get the feeling that if I take this down there in the pit, you're not going to have a signal, even though the doors are open. But I'm going to do an oil change on this car. And what I was going to do is just set this up here so that you can kind of watch from as a voyeur. You can watch me work. This is behind the scenes. I got to test out my microphone here on this other system here. Test. Testing out the microphone on 6 dB gain. Whoop, it wasn't in spot. It clicked into place. 6 dB gain. Microphone test. Okay. Let's try that. Testing out the microphone on 6 dB gain. Whoop, that wasn't in spot. It clicked into place. 6 dB gain. Microphone test. Okay. Test. Okay, testing out the microphone. All right. So, do I want this on a 2x zoom or 1? All right, I'll put it here. And you could see me do my regular intro. Almost want to close that door, but it's fine. Whoops, okay. I get this thing set and then I wish I had the other Lamborghini sitting there like I did in the last video. That would be cool. So what you're watching, so this is behind the scenes. So I'm filming an oil change video and you're watching me record it. That's what's happening. Okay. Maybe I'll have the hood down and I'll raise it. Just trying to let some of the heat out. I don't want it to latch. There we go, I'll do it like this. Hi, I'm Video Bob. This is a 2019 Lamborghini Urus, and today we're going to do an oil change. We're going to change the engine air filter and the cabin air filter as well. There's a couple of ways you can do an oil change on this car. One would be to cheat and use an oil suction device, which I have over there. You simply run that down the dipstick, suck the oil out, and then you can do an oil change without going under the car. A lot of dealerships do this, stealerships I should say. And but that's no fun for you to watch. Now, I could demonstrate that. Maybe we'll do that in another video. But we're going to do a full drain on this car because this is my first time doing an oil change on the car, and I really want to check out the underside. It is a little bit of a hassle and a bit of a more charge when they do the Lamborghini Urus. And by the way, the correct pronunciation of the car is Urus. But as lazy Americans, we say it Urus. So all this plastic has to come off, which isn't that big a deal. There is a cross brace that has to come off, also not a big deal. The oil filter sits on top. This car uses a 040. Now I had ordered the liquid moly 040 and it got lost in transit. I got tired of waiting, so I went down to O'Reilly's and picked up some of this. I'll be using a genuine Volkswagen OEM filter for this, no cheap stuff, so I'm using the best oil, and this would be a factory filter that you would get if you took your car to Audi, Volkswagen, Lamborghini. Of course, it's a part sharing car made by Volkswagen Group, which is the parent company. They own the brands Lamborghini, they own Audi, they own Bentley, they own Porsche, and there's a mix mash of some of those parts in here. You have some German engineering in here, which really helps the car. You have a Bentley rear end. You have a ZF transmission. You have parts from Audi, Volkswagen. And then the specifics that are made by Lamborghini would be the body itself, the interior, a lot of the styling and all of those things. But there's a lot of shared components. And really, whereas a lot of people would say that's a bad thing, I think it's a great thing. Because if you own one of the older hand-built traditional Lamborghini products, when they were passed through company to company to company, Parts are hard to get, the cars were unreliable, but this is a daily driver. This particular car has 66,000 miles on it. It's a daily beater, and you could drive this car as your everyday car, but it requires regular maintenance. Now, on the secondary market, this car being a 2019 with high mileage, the people who buy these cars new for $300,000+, they take them to the dealerships. They don't mind paying $1,500 to get them serviced. But people like me that want to buy a depreciated car and still enjoy a fun luxury SUV, but save a little money, well, we're going to change the oil ourselves. Now, there's people out there watching that say, I love watching your videos, Bob, but you talk about work on a Rolls Royce and Lamborghini, and I'll never own one of those cars. Well, I'm here to tell you that as a kid, it was my dream to own a Lamborghini, and now I do. And I think that if you put your mind to it, if you set a goal for yourself, and it's something you want, as you work the market and let things depreciate, you too can live your dream of having one of these fantasy vehicles. And I managed to get one for me, but the only way I can afford to own it is if I take care of it myself. So in my previous videos, we've already fixed some things on the car, but today, general maintenance, let's do an oil change. We're gonna start by going under the vehicle, draining the oil. And that's how I do it, guys. No scripts. No post-it notes, I just do it. There it is. So, that's how we do it. Let's see, how many people watching me do this? Let's see, is he wearing a wireless mic? Yes, it's right here, really tiny. It's made by DJI. It's a tiny little microphone. This is their smallest yet. And I have all of the Rode wireless microphones. This one here, you can see, I'll show it to you. There it is, and that's how it works. So I can come back here, pull up the video, skip ahead. And I really want to check out the underside. It is a little bit of a hassle and a bit of a more charge when they do the Lamborghini Urus. And by the way, so that's how it's done. So the hard part is going to be, I have to take this down there, and I can take you guys down there. The thing is that, you know, we're in a metal building. Now I have an Orbi wireless router right up there. I don't know if you can see it. I actually have two in this building trying to get the Wi-Fi in here. With the doors open, it might work. But if we go down in that pit, I'm wondering, you know, because if I take the camera down there, I'm not sure how well it will. I'll try it. I mean, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. When I come back out of the pit, I've already been under there and looked at the car, and the goddamn thing is all carbon fiber underneath. And I have to take it all off with all these star wrenches. Something keeps going on that's really weird. There's this thing flashing, and I can't figure out what's going on here. Oh, it was pressing a button. This thing was pressing a button. Was the sound and everything okay? There was this thing flashing a mute button or something. And I realized that the tripod thing was pressing down on the power button or the mute button. Was everything okay? All right, I gotta take a piss before I'll be right back. Cause you know, you're seeing the unedited shit. Just remembered there's something else I wanted to record that I forgot to do. So let me set that up. I know it's on reverse right now, but hold on just a second. Because I always forget to do this. People complaining about it all the time. Before we get started, something that people complain about all the time is that I don't use fender covers. I don't have any. Most of these cars are aluminum. This car is aluminum, the Rolls Royce is aluminum, and the magnetic fender covers don't stick. They have special fender covers they use. They complain that I wear a belt and I wear a watch. So I'll be taking off the watch and I will remove the belt. Just for you, because there's so many people out there that are mechanics and oh my gosh, they complain about the belt, the watch. Somehow I've owned hundreds of cars and I seem to manage to reach over here to this whole thing without humping the car and scratching it up like I'm keying a Tesla or something. I don't know how you other mechanics manage to scratch up the cars by wallering all over them, but I'll try to do my best. Okay? There you go. Every fucking video, there's 10,000 complaints that I'm wearing a watch and a belt. For fuck's sakes, these clumsy fucking punks. Don't scratch a car. I don't know what else to tell you. They're like, oh, you're gonna scratch a car. Like, you just have to be aware of your surroundings. Don't fucking water all over the car. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have a better excuse than that. Just like, don't scratch the fucking car. I don't know. Anyway, I think I have all the shit I need. Okay. I don't know where to put this, unfortunately. Maybe I could just set it here. The problem is it's like reversed. And I don't know what to do about that. So I know that the picture's reversed, but it's cold down here. And actually, I need to lower this. It's too tall. That camera's that angle's actually really good. Fucking Christ. Maybe I'll reverse this image. Like, see, I can't see it though to set it up. I feel like we're in the foxholes. Yes. But you can see the stuff I have to do when I do these videos, you know. That's what this channel is all about, this one here, because people will like to get a look at this kind of thing, you know, see how I do what I do. And that's fun. That's fun stuff. And you can see just how much I edit out. You know, those videos are like half-hour long. But there's probably 3 or 4 hours that goes into those videos. I keep an extra set, a complete set of tools just down here. Just because it's keeping from having to go up and down. So let me gather up my stuff. What I'm gonna need. Fuck, that ain't gonna work. Hit the camera. Okay, let me get back to business. All right, we're under the Lamborghini now, and the belly pan for this thing is all carbon fiber. This section's carbon fiber. This is a pressed fiber board, and there's more carbon fiber in the back. A lot of work to take this belly pan off, which is why I would recommend anybody just use the suction method on these. But for this video, we're going to remove this thing, and it looks like you got a whole bunch of little torque stars here. I got to figure out which ones it is. I should have done that before we started recording. But let's see, you got these smaller screws here. I think that's it. Let me, that's the wrong size. Gosh, darn it. Very mad. Because I thought I had everything, but I don't. Fuck me. Son of a bitch. Okay, so rather than edit that, I'm just going to do it differently. I'm just going to start over because it'll be more seamless. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm under the Lamborghini, and this thing is all carbon fiber. This whole belly pan, impressively, is carbon fiber. Something you're never going to see, but they did it for strength and to save weight. Now, there's pressed board here, but then also more carbon fiber over the rear end. You've got a Bentley rear end. You've got a Porsche transaxle. You've got a German engine. You got an Italian body. Sounds like a hot chick. But anyway, we've got a whole bunch of these little torque screws that we have to take out here. They're everywhere. I probably should be wearing safety glasses because there's going to be dirt and things. I don't have any handy. This video is not OSHA approved. Man, these are everywhere. Do I really got to take all these out? This is why Lamborghini is charging you $300 an hour. There's like a gazillion of these. This drill is way overpowered and also very heavy. I should have gotten a much smaller one. Whoops. That's a $5,000 screw. I don't want to lose it. I don't think all these were necessary. I gotta be honest. But I guess if you're going 200 miles an hour, or actually this one being the American version, governed at 190. You don't want this thing flapping around. Okay, so we've got 3 larger ones here. Every time I'm fishing around for one of these, I feel like Indiana Jones searching for the Holy Grail, and the knight is in the corner. You chose wisely. That's strange. Okay. It would have been nice to have a helper for this, but here we go. So, like a lot of cars nowadays, they'll put a little pillow here to catch oil, debris. Look at this VW Group, Switzerland. How about that? Now, let's get a look here. There's my drain. Very, very nice. I just remembered something else I need to grab. from under there. This is nice and clean. I need a little brake clean to clean this thing off. I should have some over there. Yes, I do. So we're going to drain this. This may be the same size. Yes, it is. However, I'm going to want to use a breaker, and which I keep down here, but I think it's probably the wrong size. This one here. Yeah, no, I have this one. I bought this Harbor Freight. It wasn't very expensive. It's just a breaker because, you know, just to crack the seal, you know, keep you from busting knuckles. See, I just needed to do that. Now it's loose. And I'm going to move these tools out of the way. I don't want to get oil on them because they inevitably will. There's a whole filter from the last job. And it's dripping just a tiny bit. It just dripped on my gosh darn head. You son of a bitch. That's cool. All right. I've been doing this for a while. There's a sink drain screen in here. Always have one of these in there. Ask me how I know. It's dripping on me. You prick. And this is hot. Oof. That wasn't too bad. I've always had this idea that, at least on high-end cars like this, what would be cool is if instead they had like a little hole and then you could turn, instead of removing a plug, you turn a valve with a tool that opens up the drain. Wouldn't that be something? I'm wearing my new Adidas. I don't want to get them, they are black, they're hiking boots, but I don't want to get them all oily. It's kind of impossible to not make a mess. Poor old hippie, the guy that works for me, he'll have to come in and clean that up. So he's probably watching this right now, thinking, damn it, Bob, I just cleaned the pit. Wow, a lot. While this continues to drain, I'm going to go grab another tool and I'm going to open up the oil cap so that it'll flush out of there. Slowly draining. saves time. Grab this tool. Milwaukee. Step in any of these little droplets because they could get transferred into my car. There's a screw, but that doesn't go to this car. I think that's probably good enough. I had a bunch of. Where they go? Are they here? I really wish I had more light in here. I do have this. All right, I think this is dripped enough. I'm going to go ahead and put this plug back in here. Okay. A little bit of cleaner. I brought with me my Milwaukee torque wrench, pretty amazing tool. But I have to take this out. You ever seen a torque wrench this cool? Huh? How about that thing? I have to use a series of adapters on this because it's made for doing large scale things. We've got it set for a German specification, which is called good and tight. Thank you. Good and tight. I will never stop using that joke. Well, how do you get this out of here? Some bitch. The fuck? Ow. I'm pinching it. What the fuck? I gotta get this out of there. Oh my god. Fuck me. Ever seen a $1,000 torque wrench? Now you have. Let's go back in the box. Seriously? This one? Ow! God damn. You know, I'm just a regular at-home DIYer with a $1,000 torque wrench. It is, after all, Lamborghini. Okay. I'm just going to double check this. Just I know I just torqued it, but just a little check I do. If it moves like at all, you know there's a problem. Okay, I'm going to need this again. That'll put here. This goes on that drill adapter. Okay, we're going to go ahead and button this back up. I wish I had a friend. I have no friends to help me do this. Direction. I'll line it up where these other holes go. It goes way back here. Not so bad. Now comes the not so fun and tedious task, putting all these back in. Gently, gently. You don't want these to click. You know, you don't want them to torque out because you'll strip out these little clips pretty quick with this big monster. Gotta go gentle. So you don't want to do that. I've got it on the lowest setting, so. Shit. It's just tedious, man, tedious. This is why they charge the big bucks. I'm doing this like I'm getting paid by the hour, taking my time. Son of a bitch. These large flanges, they're just kind of hard to hold. Like you really just gotta hold one at a time. Like I said, I wish I'd have got a lighter drill, because this thing gets real heavy when you hold it up above your head. This thing weighs like 5 pounds. Also, I'm weak. It's pretty cool that this is all like carbon fiber or whatever. Like, how much weight are you saving? But I guess those are the differences between the Audi, the Lamborghini, and all those other things. I don't know if the Audi has the same belly pan cover. Probably not. It's probably just plastic. There must be some place all the extra money goes. This might be it. Light is melting my face off. I'll tell you, if you are a car guy and you have the opportunity, if you're building a house, to have a pit installed, I highly recommend it. Dig a hole, brick it out like this, and put yourself in a pit. It is the single greatest thing. When people come over and they're like, "Oh my God, it's so awesome," I'm like, "Yeah, I know." It's one of the reasons I bought this house. It is so fantastic. I love it so much. All right, let's go back up there. This is all buttoned up, and put the oil in the car and change the filter. Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna grab my camera. Oh. See here. I gotta put away a few tools here. Here, let me turn this around so it's not reversed. Okay. I might need this. Well, I can't start the car, that's for sure. I was thinking I should have moved it closer. All right, next project is to get this crazy cover off here. There's a little pull tab on each side here. That allows you to take this off without taking off the oil cap. I might do something fun with this in the future. I was thinking about, you know, if I could disassemble it, I would paint portions of it red or something, but I don't know, it might be difficult. I'm gonna set it up here. Now this is our air filter. It's got a couple of clips here that pop off pretty easy. And then you got a couple of Torx screws. Of course, let me go grab those. Shit, I knew I was gonna need these. Again. Boo 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 boo. Let's see what size we're looking for here. And of fucking course. You son of a bitch. Couple of T25s here. Those just come right out pretty quickly, easily. And this should just come right off of there. And there you have it. So that's a little dirty. This thing's been living in the desert for a while. That's a factory VW one, as it says right on there. Look at this, there's a dang cigarette butt and some bugs and leaves. Got some crankcase filters here. I'm gonna blow and wipe this out real quick. Showed this little wolf box blower off in one of my other videos. Great for things like this. Does a great job when you need it. And I should have plenty of rags laying around. Okay. If you keep in tally, I picked up this Pronto filter on Amazon. I think it was about 40 or 50 bucks. As you can see, nice, same rig. It's right in here. Right in there. Let's see, you got these little clips here. I don't think these clips fit the same way. There we go. That's going to stick. These are stainless steel, so they're kind of hard to get into that little hole there. Not too hard. we'll look at the cabin air filter over there. This just comes up here. I'm assuming that's the cabin air filter is here, but maybe it isn't. Unless it goes here. I don't know if this whole thing has to come off. So I just realized I pulled this off and I can see the back side of that cabin air filter. I'm gonna guess it's probably there in the glove box. Let me have a look. Manual. I might have to, gosh darn, read it or Google it, but I think it's. I'm gonna have to Google it or something because I can't fucking find it. Damn it. Now this is gonna take a minute because fuck you. Lamborghini Urus cabin air filter location. See, somebody's going to be Googling how to do an oil change, and they're going to be watching my video.
Hey guys, here we are in my Lamborghini Huracan.
Oh, that's a Huracan.
There's August. So we're going to go over changing the cabin air.
I don't think that's in the same place. How to change your cabin air filter. Here's air filter. I'll tell you what I hate most is this rap shit music that every single fucking one of these people puts on every video. Fucking rap music and techno music. Every single video that you blog, that you search for about how to do any fucking thing, they put the worst shitty fucking music on it. Just show me what I need to know. I fucking hate it. Every time. It's this fucking rap techno shit. I put none of that in my videos. What the fuck? Fucking clowns. Cabin air filter. That's not it. See, there's no video of this. There's nothing. There's nothing out there. Like, I'm searching for it. Video. Searching for. This is why I make these videos. Because, like, nobody talks about this. Here's a diagram of maybe this shows where it goes. No. No. They want $100 for that filter. Like, they just show you pictures of the air filter. They don't tell you how to change it. Well, here's an Audi Q8. Maybe that's similar.
We're going to replace the filter. Just take them off.
Okay, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
And then remove this clips off for the airbox. There's one on each side, so.
This guy gets it. Oh wow, and it's curved. Yeah, it looks curved in there.
The filter's kind of flexible, so.
Okay, so now, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, hold on. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit that in there. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be able to really record this. Especially in this angle. Now I'm going to act like I know what I'm doing. Okay, for the cabin air filter, this one is a Micron Air. Paid like 40 bucks for this thing. You go on Lamborghini, they want $100 for it. So apparently the air filter for the cabin is under the glove box. I'm not going to be able to really take you in there with me. But basically, what happens is, crawl up on here. And underneath the glove box, there's like a foam type cover with some clips that you undo. You undo those clips, there's a tray. This thing is actually in there curved. It's sitting in its holder like this. So we're gonna crawl under there and get it. Yeah, there's just a couple of these little clips in this styrofoam cover. Then you'll see this little cover with some clips on it. And there's your filter. It's actually pretty clean, actually. It's not too bad, but I pulled it out and I'm gonna change it with this new one. It doesn't seem to have a direction written on it. I don't think it matters. Oh, it does. It says airflow here, and let's see. This one is written on. This one says airflow. So we want the airflow curve to go this direction. So whichever way the bend is, you want it bent like that. Easier said than done. Why do they curve this thing? Oh, I know. Make it hurt. I mean, if we just put it in here straight, it would be difficult. And you just put the foam thing back, which just kind of, you'll see that it just sort of snuffs into place. Just poke it up under the plastic here. It's not something you would ever see, so. And again, they're trying to keep the vehicle lightweight. These little clips just kind of slide in here. Honestly, these clips kind of aren't even needed. That actually wasn't very difficult at all. I remember working on my wife's Prius. You have to partially disassemble the glove box to stick that in there. It's quite the pain. So now that I know where it is, it's not really a big deal. All right, another filter down. How are you guys doing over there? Let me check on this camera, see if it's going. Got a bunch of people watching. Spray some fart spray in the air. Yeah. You know, I was gonna mention that actually. I was gonna, something I was gonna say is that sometimes what I'll do is I will put, spray a little like vanilla spray or some kind of scented spray into the filter there. Gives a little bit of smell, you know, but sometimes it can be too much. This right here is just simply a rain cover or water prevention. What this is. If I could just get it to snap back where it was. Fucking microphone. It's fucking way all the fucking time. As tiny as it is. If I keep. Fuck you! There's nothing to this piece of shit. And yet I can't get it in. Sakes. Goddamn gloves. All right, we're recording again. Here we go. I got my fucking shoes all messed up. My brand new Adidas. My Adidas. All right. So next thing we're gonna do is take off all these little plastics. It's not a big deal. There's a couple little twisties here. Let's see, that comes off like that. And these just simply snap out. Set them aside. Son of a bitch. I gotta figure out how to edit this because I fucked up. I'm just gonna pretend like this isn't the new air filter. Now you need to remove your air filter, air box assembly. I'll just edit that in later. Because yeah, I fucked up. I also forgot to put my microphone back on. my pocket. It probably still picks it up. Okay. I've got more screws somewhere. Your oil filler is just a funnel on a tube that runs down to the crankcase below. I'm going to set this aside. So now we can see the actual filler that's here. This cross member needs to be removed so that we can get to the filter over there. This time using a T30. I would recommend not doing this while the car is on a lift. It should be sitting flat, because if there is any flex in this cross member, that's where you would experience it. Okay, now, where the hell is the, I know it's in here. Let me find it. Small. Check out those twin turbos on the top. Wow. So cool. Oh, it's right there in the center. Seriously? Wow. What a fucking... Seriously? Right between these cables. Like, seriously? I don't have to take that off. Ooh, almost touched that turbo. I bet that's hot. You can get to it. 25 Newton meters, it says. I need to change the camera position for this. It's gonna take a crazy. You know what? I was that close to buying the socket that I needed for that, and I don't have it. I bet. And that's a 24. That's a big fucking thing. Now I know why they sell that socket kit at Harbor Freight. I don't think I have that socket. Or that wrench. Holy fucking shit. Like this 1 1/4 is probably the biggest one I have, and that's still not big enough. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Now the oil filter is directly here in the center, right between, you got a couple of air lines here and the turbos. That's about a 1 1/4 socket. You should have a proper oil filter wrench that would fit that, but this air tool socket seems to be fitting just fine. It's marked right on the top, 25 Newton meters. Did I press record? Yeah. Don't want to get any oil anywhere near these turbos. They would smoke. That would be no fun. So that came out really easily. We're gonna remove that, discard it, and here is our factory original filter. Snaps right in there. You're gonna want to change out the seal. You can use a pick pliers this time. Now, factory procedure would have you clean this thing out, spray it clean, and make it all pretty. I'm not going to do that. I don't see any debris in here. It's nice and clean. Need to make sure, really make sure that seal is in there. Sitting flat, doesn't have any twists in it or anything, because that's the important thing. Make sure that's in there nice and tight. We're going to put it back in. simply pull this back. Watch out for these couple of air lines here. Couple of vacuum hoses. Those probably are measuring your boost. Set that in there. Now, I'm not going to use a torque wrench on this because I've done enough of these. I can just tell where it goes. Right there. It's fine. Good and tight. Okay, everything goes back in the reverse. I'll just start putting it back together. There's quite a heat shield here because, as you can see with the design of this engine sitting forward of the wheels, these twin turbos and the catalysts both sit on the top, and you'll also notice that it's all vented out of the top as well. So you can see both catalysts are there. There's the O2 sensors, the twin turbos. They had to fit all this in here to pack all that horsepower and into a tight little squeeze. You'll see that back here, there's these two guides for putting this in. Now don't forget, this is very important, that to get your funnel, your oil funnel, I fucked this up. I'm gonna edit this and start again. So when you're putting this back in, start sideways here because you got to get this funnel into place first. It screws. I forget exactly what direction here, but you got to have enough room because it's literally an oil cap funnel. Try to see where it sits here. So you have to start off a little sideways. A lot sideways. I think it starts here. There it goes. So make sure you get the funnel plugged in first. You'll be very sad. Then you notice these two guides back here. Get those lined up. Then from the front, without falling into the pit, you probably would have better luck with a friend helping you, but I have no friends. How sharp. I probably should have took these little vent tubes out, but sweating. These don't come out very easily, I gotta be honest. Where do these go? Those go under. I recommend just taking these things out and then try to put them back in this way because they go. I recommend taking these out and leaving them on here because look at how they fit on there, and you can tell this one's not been in its right place, which means it's been sucking the wrong air. It should fit into that cavity. There are some guides there to help it along. And you want to get it in there like that. You want to get a good seal on these. It's really important to get that clean, cool air coming in from the snouts up front here. There we go. Try to make sure it's not kinked. Which I can tell it really is. See, the crazy issue with these vents here is that this has to push in that way, right? Now, I think the procedure for doing this properly is probably pulling this away. Making sure that these are in all the way. Which is virtually impossible. You know, every part of this, I just realized you can take that off of there. Good God. You can take the funnel off. So this is the hard part right here. The hard part is that no matter which way you try to put it, like if you try to put it in this way, there's nothing that holds this, right? That's supposed to go inside this box. This is just a bad design. I'm looking at this thing now, and that's why this is bent. Now this says left on it. Do they mean left that way or left over there? See, this has clearly been kinked in there for a long time. That bottom isn't supposed to hold it. That's not gonna fucking go in there. There's no goddamn way. This one's got the same goddamn problem. This one wasn't installed correctly either. There's those little vent nostrils right there that hold this in place. Now it's on there. I really wish I had something to put here. But this is the really, really hard part because how? Alright. We've got to get these to both line up. There's little guides in there that holds these in. And again, this is really a two-person job in my opinion. I wish I had a helper. But you want to get these lined up and pay attention to these nostrils so that they slide, because there's those little guides in the center that keep these wide open. Okay. Now, the goal here is to go forward enough I don't think it's possible. It would be way greater if I was on flat ground. I don't know if I can put this thing in neutral and roll it forward. had this problem the other day. I could not figure out how to put it in neutral. But if I could put it in neutral, I could roll it forward and then I could stand there. For fuck's sakes. I'm all hot and sweaty. This is fucking pissing me off. Sometimes it's the dumbest shit, you know? It's the dumbest shit. If I had just a big plank of wood I could put here, that would help. I actually have the panels that go here. They're so big and heavy I can't hardly move them. Okay. You just have to be standing in front of it. It has to go a lot forward. I don't see how this is going to work because it has to go a lot forward. A lot. Like more than I can pull it. So you're going to have to decide which of these. Yeah, I think if I could just get a hold of it without falling in the hole. Okay, for flip's sake. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot to put the fucking cross member back on. Jesus. Fuck. I gotta start completely over. Jesus fucking Christ. I gotta just delete all of that and start over. Okay, first you got to put your cross member back on. Very important that you don't forget this. I recommend doing a quick, soft finger thread on these. Make sure they're all aligned before you tighten down any of them. Just to make sure. It looks like they've got quite a bit of play too. Shit. Okay, keep in mind that you might have been driving the car. These twin turbos are still going to be very hot. The catalysts you can see come right off the turbos with the O2s. That's how they had to configure this thing to get it the way it is. Now you've got these two guides in the back for this airbox breather to go in, but before you stick them into there, you're going to want to get the top of this little nostril here. And this is the hard part. These are marked right and left. And I think that's the right, if you were looking out the window and you take a look at how these go in here. Notice there's these little flanges here and here, because you don't want the bellows to get pinched and to restrict the airflow. So you want to try to make sure that as you're getting these in there, that you're getting the bottom piece. Take a look in there. Get that little guide to help you get these in there straight. And then same with this, you'll see that there are these little air guides that help keep these straight. That's very important because when I took these off, I could tell they were a little kinked. And the airflow coming through these nostrils is extremely important. You don't want it sucking hot air from inside the engine bay or getting debris in there. So try to align these as best as I can tell. That one wasn't aligned. That's also going to hurt fit now because it's over this pit, and I can't grab this thing. It really takes maybe 2 people. I'm going to have to just pump the bull because there's no way to put the car into neutral without it running that I can find. Maybe one of you guys knows how to do it. This is a little kinked here. There we go. Because the trick is to get this off the hole. Into those slots. Down into there. Snapped into place. You see this is not aligned. So get that aligned. That's in there properly. Use your fingers to feel to make sure that the bottoms are flat. See, there's space here. Make sure that there's a nice seal. Now we're going to put our new air filter in. First, we need to get this aligned here properly. Does that go under that? I gotta do it again. I gotta do it again! Jesus fucking Christ! You motherfucker! This is the most goddamn fucked up thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. Fuck you! Goddamn air filter. Motherfuckers! Throw this thing across the fucking street. You cocksucker. Hope you fucking die of AIDS. Okay, let's talk about this air box. Truth be told, you're watching this video and I've edited out about an hour of me messing with it. So I think I have the sequence correct. And if you're going to try to attempt this, please watch and take note so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Number one, don't replace the air filter till last. This oil fill funnel can unclip from the air box so that you don't have to mess with taking it off the crankcase. You can just leave it on the crankcase. Because you can see it's difficult to fiddle with. There goes the seal. Where did it go? Right here. So I lost this little seal a couple times. Keep that there. That's a pain. This little nostril here that goes directly into the turbos from the clean air filter, it's going to sit under the box. See those two mounts back there? The box is going to mount into there. But you have these bellowed air intakes here that are coming as the fresh air. So the fresh air goes into the box, through the filter, this way, through those tubes, and into your twin turbos that sit on top here. Notice these twin turbos, the catalysts are attached right to the rear, going right to the exhaust. You have your O2s there. This is very hot. And it's going to remain very hot for a long time. You want to let the car cool. Don't accidentally reach over there and touch that. You're going to burn yourself. This is the really difficult part. Now I'm going to do this for probably the 4th or 5th time in this recording. And this is what I've learned about this box. You want to kind of set it up here like this, okay? Also, don't forget to put your cross member in. Because I put all this back together and forgot the cross member. Had to redo it. I put this in and this was sitting in the wrong place, had to redo it. So, had it in and then I couldn't get this thing in there, had to redo it. So, you know what, let's just set that seal aside, and then we'll try to remember to put that in when the cat goes by. Now, the way I'm having to do it is you can't put the car in a neutral unless it's running. I can't seem to figure it out. Maybe you can in the manual. I've tried putting it into neutral, it won't budge. So this is the system that I found that was working for me, because I have to hover above the pit, and I'm gently laying on the front of the car, pulling this thing forward like this. All right. Now, the issue that I had momentarily was getting this thing to align, and that has to sit underneath. And it doesn't use any screws, it just has these pegs. Let's see, the trick here getting this to all align together. And getting this to go in like that. And then this to align with that. And, you know, you get this to snap into place. And this just doesn't want to cooperate with me. Now, I thought it went on top like this. Okay? But I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure this goes underneath here. Like that. But this doesn't make sense. This isn't. Oh, now I see how it goes. It does go on top. Okay. So please pay attention because there are 2 screws that go here. Okay. Because the air filter attaches directly to this. Now we've got this in. Oh, but we are not done. Not by a long shot. Because now you have these little air bellows here. Now, this you got to pay attention to. They're marked left and right. Left, looking out the car. Notice how they're both bent here because they weren't installed correctly in the first place. You've got this little slat here and there are slats here. When you put this in, actually goes that way. When you put this in, make sure that you get that slat in there so that it's holding down the bottom of this. Because when you push this in here like this, it tends to want to squish, right? And it's squished. So like the bottom of this is not in at all. So what happens is you want to try to start from the bottom, put your fingers in there, and make sure that you align this bottom with these little slats that are there because they're slotted. And what you'll find is as you're maneuvering this in there, right? There we go. See, use your fingers to feel in there. That one's in there. Now, I've done this a couple of times now. I'm getting to be an expert at these little bellows. You're gonna find them to be difficult. Here we go, right again, the R goes on the bottom. Get that in there. And again, push down, make sure that they go under those fins. And if you do it right, it'll snap right into place. Look at that. Let's see how this one's having a little trouble. There we go. Check these corners out as well. There we go. Reach all the way in there and check. It'll fit. Once you get it to a line, it'll all fit. Everybody's happy in Toontown. Okay. Now finally we can come back to this. Because when it all goes back together, the front of this filter will align with this. You'll be able to snap it into place. Just like that. This is a little bit more difficult because they gave you some finger space here so you can try to get that in, but it's still a chore. Find the drill with the attachment. I have no idea where the drill is. Where the fuck is the drill? Why do I not see the drill? Does anybody know where the drill is? What the fuck? There it is. God damn it. Hidden amongst the other red things. birthday. Not too tight. We had 2 more screws that go right here, this top section. Just help hold this together. Do one at a time because you don't want to drop this down in there. If this goes in the engine bay, you're going to be very sad. I'm pretty sure these are stainless and they're not magnetic, and you'll never get it back. Let's put our plastics back in first. Because they do, just ever so slightly, fit under here. A couple of just little plastic tie downs that hold them in place. Not really much holding these here. Just gravity and hopes and dreams. Now this will snap back into place here. Don't forget the underseal. Now our cover. Our glorious Lamborghini cover. Get this all lined up here. See where this goes. Where's it the fuck? I hope that's the right air filter. Let's see. I swear to God, this thing seems like it's taller. Is it taller? I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. It looks like it's the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same. It looks the same. Is this down all the way? Am I doing it wrong? Because it seems like, let's go like that. swear to God, it seems like this fucking thing isn't fitting. This fucking air filter, I think, doesn't fit. It's the same height. It's the same. These are the same. Same exact height. These are the fucking same. Unless this one sits up higher or something. Exactly the same. Let me just try. I'll put the old one in. Like there might be hitting something. I was doing the same thing here. Am I forgetting something? Is there a part missing? What the fuck? I don't get it. I never seen so much shit as this fucking airbox. It's the right thing. to go like that and be hinged. I can tell that that's what it's supposed to do. Right? And then, but it's definitely sitting up too high. Is it upside down? No. I'm so confused. Those definitely go into that slot. And that definitely goes into that hinge. Is it upside down? Am I doing it upside down? I mean, it doesn't make fucking sense. I mean, I'm positive it goes that way. Does it go this way? I think it does. Yeah, I had it upside down. Yeah, I had it upside down. Fuck me. I'm gonna run out of battery soon. Okay, now, when putting in the air filter, you'll notice these deep holes, these pegs on top. The pegs go on top. It goes in this way. Pegs up on top. Put your screws in here. Now, the airbox cover will fit starting here. You can align these hinges. It has its own hinges. It'll come down. These rubber slots will plug into here. These will plug into here. Then you can put these snaps on. Make sure your seal, your oil seal is here. Okay, make sure, by the way, first, that you clipped these on to your air filter so that this is on there nice and tight. Almost forgot. Now it fits. These little clips here just snap in very easily. Very simple. And this one I made the mistake of. That I gotta fix this plastic. Make sure that this is where you can get to it. Because that plastic is in the way. There we go. Now, it's all back together. We just have to put the oil in. Let's do that now. Holy fucking shit. Can you believe that, guys? Are you still here? This has been not fun. Now, yeah, if you can afford a Lamborghini, take this motherfucker to Lamborghini. Yeah. Holy shit. I gotta tell you, this has been challenging. If you can afford a Lamborghini, you should just take it to Lamborghini and pay them the money. I've got this cool little oil filter or oil filler kit that will allow me to plug that in like this, put this funnel here, and now sometimes if you Google the oil, I found one of the Googles said to use a 540, but right smack dab in the manual of this car that's in the glove box, it recommends 2.9 gallons of 040, which is what we're going to use today. European formula, Mobile One. They recommend doing this every 10,000 miles. I think you're crazy if you do that. I would never run 10,000 miles on one of my cars. An oil change, forget it. But, be that as it may, we're going to fill this car back up with these two jugs. Never throw away your old jugs. Save them for your old oil. You can take them back to the parts store. Get rid of your old oil. Crazy thing about the Lamborghini Urus, when I first bought this car, of course I wanted to check all the fluids before I went out on my drive because I bought it in Scottsdale. I had to drive it back to Vegas, about a 4 or 5 hour drive through the desert. I wanted to check the fluids. I looked all over this thing for a dipstick. These engines don't have a dipstick, they have a virtual dipstick. You pull it up on the screen and it tells you the oil level. Crazy. So for that reason, we're just going to let this oil settle. It takes a second to get through there. This is a very low and then high weight of oil because what they want is when they design these engines, they have a lot of narrow little oil or air ways throughout the engine. They want that thinner oil to be able to get to those places. Listen to me talking like I know what I'm talking about. I'm full of shit. I have no idea what I'm saying. Let's go in the car. Have a look at the dipstick. warm up, let that oil filter get saturated. I'm gonna go grab an additive that I want to put in. This is not an endorsement or an affiliation in any way, but I've been using this Pro Lube. Based on some videos that I've seen where they do friction tests on various additives, most of the independent tests I've seen show that this is the best friction modifier, and I've been putting this in all of my vehicles. I paid for this out of my own pocket. The reason you saw a change there in the idle is because the crankcase is open, the oil filter is not on, and there's a difference in vacuum and exertion for this to be closed. That's why it's running at this higher idle. When I put the cap on, it will solve that problem. Quite a bit of vacuum here. Car's going to be happy when I clutch this in. Ah, that's what it was looking for. It dropped down to a very low, probably, what is that, 600-700 maybe idle. Running quiet as a mouse. It did not like having that oil cap off. The car is very happy now. I would say we're done. Maybe tomorrow or whatever, after a few miles, I will check the oil level again. But I'm sure it's fine. I just put 10 quarts plus another little, whatever that is, little amount. And that's going to be enough. Of course, it'll tell me if it thinks the oil is low. That's why I bought one additional little 040. I had planned to use liquid moly. And I had ordered it, but it didn't show up. They told me they got lost in shipping and for me to cancel it or something if I wanted it. So I decided to just use the Mobile One, which is, I'm sure, what they use in this car anyway. Maybe if you are VW, Audi, Lamborghini Tech, you can tell me what oil they like to use. But I did use let's review, factory filter. I didn't use factory air filter. I don't think that really matters. Maybe somebody would disagree, but I think that it'll be fine. We've torqued everything. We've got it all to spec. Just no leaks. Car's idling and running great. Service interval check. So in the last week, we've replaced the cracked front lens or the camera for the front, which was broken by a rock. You can go back and watch that video. We replaced the battery, which was a lithium-ion battery originally for the car. Somebody put the wrong battery in. We did the correct battery upgrade. Audi, Lamborghini would have charged as much as $7,000 for that. We did it for about $600. So in the last 3 or 4 days, we've done about $10,000 worth of Lamborghini service to this car for a lot less. Now, how much did this cost? Those jugs of oil are about $40 a piece. So that was $80, $90 worth of oil, plus the 2 filters, 40, 50 bucks a piece. I paid about $25 or $35, so around about $200 worth of out-of-pocket cost, maybe a little more, for the cabin filter, the engine air filter, the oil, the filter itself, and then this little ProLib stuff is quite expensive, well, we won't count that. So, out of pocket over $200 just in materials to do an oil change. So you can imagine if you were at Lamborghini where they might be charging $250 or $300 an hour, I think it is. They probably have a couple people working on this. I don't know how many hours they charge. I know I've been in here for at least 2 hours. So even if they're only charging you for 1 hour, you're at least $500-600 or more, plus they're charging you more for materials. They would be charging $100 or more for that filter and for that other one. So they're probably charging they're probably charging you $500 for parts plus labor. So maybe a good $1,000 you're going to pay for a full service oil change. I don't know, it may be even more than that. If you're a Lamborghini Urus owner that takes it to the dealer, please in the comments tell me, what do you pay for your annual service? Now, unless you're willing to get dirty and do the crap I just dealt with, and you can afford to take it to the dealer, take it to the dealer. This one was one of the harder ones I've done. The actual oil change wasn't that hard, but dealing with all the crap to get to it was a pain. Now, if you don't have a pit, you can get yourself an oil extractor like this one. You put this down into, what am I saying? So, something I discovered is if you have an oil extractor like this that's designed to go down into the oil dipstick, this car doesn't have an oil dipstick. So you wouldn't be able to use one of these oil extractors on the car. So you pretty much have to go under there, take all that stuff off and do it. I thought, hey, this would be a great alternative to have to go under the car. It's not going to work. All right, very happy with the car. It's idling well. I think we're done. Gotta wash my hands. Okay, coming up on a future episode, tires. Not as simple as just getting tires. Well, I guess that's not true. I mean, if you don't mind just going to the dealer and buying the Lamborghini approved Pirelli P0s, I guess it's not a big deal. It's going to cost you about probably $6,000. I'm going to try to finagle me a deal. I like the Michelin Pilot Sports. And I wanted those, but I couldn't find them in the United States. So I ordered them out of Italy. I'm having them shipped to me now. I'm hoping that they work. Because I've been told by some people that somehow the car knows it doesn't have the official Lamborghini tires on it. That might be a problem. Gotta see if I can't fool it. So, we're gonna pull this thing out and we'll be done with it for today. All right, guys, I got to do a wrap up outside real quick. Wow, well, wee wow, as Borat would say. Oh my God. What a gosh darn clusterfuck that was. Where's my Gatorade? Now I gotta put the tools away and. Wow. That was kind of not fun, but also fun. I'm glad it's over. You know, now that, here's the thing, right? Is that if I had been able to watch a video like this one, I might have been able to do this without as much hassle. And I guess that's why I do these videos, because somebody out there is really going to appreciate being able to watch this video. Because, you know, the thing is I was going to talk about this at talked about this on my show earlier today, for those of you who watch that, you know, a comment that I get all the time is people go, I'm never going to own a Lamborghini. You could if you wanted to. You could if you wanted to. And you say, but I'm not rich like you, Bob. I'm not rich, man. I'm just stupid. If you try hard enough, you can make your dreams come true, man. You know, you just got to set a goal for yourself, figure out how you're going to do it. And by the way, I'm 50 years old now. You know? You might be watching this and you're 30, you might be 45. So much can happen in a couple of years. I'm telling you, my life has changed so dramatically in just 5 years. So much. A lot has happened. 10 years, you know, if you'd have, even at 40 years old, if you'd have gone to me 10 years ago and go, Bob, you're going to be living in Vegas. You're going to be driving a Rolls Royce. You're going to have a Lamborghini. I'd have been like, no fucking way. 10 years ago, I was driving a Dodge. Ten years ago, I was driving a Dodge Magnum, a 2005 Dodge Magnum. Living in South Oak Cliff, Dallas. You know, I got messages here from when I was recording. You know what I'm saying, guys? Hey, maybe it's not in the cards for you. I don't know what to tell you. But you cut your own path in the world. I'm a guy who never in a million years believed I would have ever been doing what's happening right now. Changing the oil on my Lamborghini. Pinch me. I'm fucking thrilled about it. It's a privilege. I don't care what any of the haters say. Because here's the thing. All right. I'll tell you one of the things I learned when I went on the quest to buy this car. Right? And since I've kind of been in this world of supercars, every one of most of these guys are foreigners. Most of these guys are like Middle Easterners. They're foreigners. They're usually, you know, I shouldn't generalize, but I'll tell you this. The majority of the people that have these cars, none of them own them. They're leasing them. Whatever job it is they're doing, they're paying $4 or $5 grand a month to borrow these cars. They're leasing them. They're making payments. I own that motherfucker. So 9 times out of 10, you go to the Cars and Coffee, the guys in these exotics, every fucking one of them is leasing and paying on that car. They don't own shit but debt. They don't own a fucking thing. They don't own their house. They don't own their car. They don't own their girlfriend. Their girlfriend will leave them the minute they don't have that car. My wife is my wife. My house is my house. That car is my car. Right? So all these bullshitter, mouth runner motherfuckers that I see, they're all named Muhammad something. They don't own shit. Because when I went on the search to buy one of these cars, every single one of them is on finance. Nobody has the title to their Lamborghini, these guys. You know? You got a CTS, and your CTSs are great. The car I bought after my Magnum was a CTS V wagon. That was a dream car for me that I never thought I'd own. But anyway, I digress. The point is that I've got a pretty cool fleet of hoopties. Thank you. I'm very happy with what I have. And now I'm going to go drive it and get some gosh darn lunch because I'm starving. Dinner. It's 5:45. And this thing's been going for a couple hours. So thanks for watching, guys. Get the fuck out of here. None of the lights are on the dash. It's great.